Oh, good morning again. Mornings in Corning here on Friday here with Wynn Yarrow.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me,
I'm
Grant.
so excited. Again, we're here off Market Street, so again, stop by. We're here through 7. Tell me a little bit about what you do. You do a lot.
I do a lot, Grant, and I work in acrylic gouache. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Do paintings of nature.
And pop-ups. Look how cool that is. That is, and textiles.
And textiles, absolutely.
Wearing a scarf, I see. I love that.
Yes.
Anyway, stick with us. We have a lot to talk about. I'm so excited. Wynn is from Elmira, just like us at the station. So again, stick with us through 7. We'll have more with Wynn coming up. All right, we're back here, Mornings in Corning with Wynn Yarrow. Again, thank you so much for coming. And now we're joined by one of your landscapes as well. These are beautiful, and I want to get into that coming up, and because the colors are so vibrant. But I want to begin first with how you got into becoming an artist and what you do. Can you explain a little bit about the beginnings?
Sure. My degree actually was in architecture.
Okay.
Small-scale design, scenic design, and my first job out of college was in graphic design.
Okay.
So,
neat.
yeah.
And then where did you go to college?
I went to Penn State.
Penn State, graphic
Yes.
design. So then you took that, and then how did you get into this? How did that transform?
Yeah, well, I got out of college and I was just working on my own, and I approached West End Gallery.
Okay, right here in Corning.
Right here in Corning, and they were at a different location then.
Okay.
It was Corning Art and Frame. This is many years ago.
Okay.
And they put this piece in their window, and they sold it the first weekend. And
amazing. That's how you got it. It's amazing how life happens, right?
And then, really, I transitioned into art, which I love art.
Oh, perfect. Okay, and I can't wait. We're going to talk about this coming up next because we work with something new. What is it called?
Acrylic gouache.
Okay, I want to know what that is coming up, so stick with us. We'll find out what acrylic gouache is in just a bit. We're back here with Wynn Yarrow. Thanks again so much. I'm very fascinated by everything that you brought. We're going to dig into all that too coming up. But first we're going to start with this piece. It's beautiful, and it is called acrylic gouache, and that's what you work with. Can you tell me what that is?
Sure. Acrylic paint we're mostly familiar with. It can be kind of shiny.
Okay.
And it has basically it's pigment and an acrylic binder. So it's a kind of a plastic binder.
Okay.
And it's usually a shiny kind of surface, and it dries very quickly.
Okay.
So gouache is something that is more opaque.
Okay.
You can't see through it. A little bit chalky.
All right.
And it's matte finish. It's not shiny. And you can rework it a little bit. So you can move it around in your canvas a little bit longer.
Okay. And
so
why do you work with that? What attracted you to that?
The workability is really nice.
Okay.
And I like the flat, opaque quality. I love like medieval manuscripts, Persian manuscripts.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And I like that. I like that quality, the intense colors, and it lets you get really tight detail.
Yes, this is intense color and still tight detail. I love this. And blue is my favorite color. So really,
oh, great, yes.
Yes. But you also brought more because you work in textiles as well, correct?
Yes, yes, I do.
So we're going to get some of those coming up, so stick with us because you don't want to miss that. All right, well, we have another landscape here. This is what I showed at the beginning of the show, and I love this, and I can even see a little fox in the back there. But I wanted the viewers to see a lot of your work, so if you look on your screen, you will see a bunch of some landscapes that you had sent it to me. And landscape seems to be a theme that you work with. Can you explain to me a little bit about that and why you love them so much, why you paint all these landscapes?
Yeah, thanks, Grant. I do love nature. And I want to show the spirit of the place.
Okay.
What it feels like to be there, not only what it looks like, but the smell or the sound or the emotion that connects with that.
Yes.
So I feel like I want them to be lyrical or poetic.
So do you go to the spot and do the work there, or do you have that mental image? Do you go there first, or how do you work? You come back to the studio after that mental image?
I sketch. I sketch live. I remember, and then I come back and I work from sketches and memory, in the studio.
They're beautiful, beautiful. And again, like I said, textiles, I'm really loving that. I love a blanket. I'm ready to get into that and maybe cozy up in that. So we're going to have that coming up again with Wynn Yarrow in just a bit, so stick with us. Yeah, good morning, Chelsea. So it's a little bit chilly in here, so I'm glad you brought this. I have my little blanket to keep me warm, but check this out. So Wynn Yarrow works with textiles as well. Isn't that beautiful? Tell me a little bit about how you got into this and why.
Well, my mother was a quilter, and so I grew up with fabric, and I was always interested in fabric. I designed some quilting fabric, and then I wanted to design weaving. And my grandmother was a weaver. She worked in textile mills in Lowell. So yeah, I wanted to design something that would be woven and be very comfortable for the home, something cozy. Yes.
Yeah. These are so beautiful, and again, it's keeping me a little bit warm because, like Jess said, it's chilly out there. We got the door open. We're right on Market Street again. Don't forget us if you want to come see these textiles or any of our by Wynn Yarrow. Again, we have our door open through 7 o'clock. But we have even more to talk about, which I'm excited about. You're very interesting.
Thank you,
I'm
Grant.
so excited that you're here. Oh, and now I'm stuck. But again, stay with us. We'll have more coming up with Wynn in just a bit. All right, we're back here with Wynn Yarrow, and another thing that connects us is our connection to nature, like and the seasonal transitions we were talking about. My background's in meteorology, and a lot of your work stems from that transition that you love between seasons and weather and elements, and tell me a little bit about that and why that's important to you.
Yeah, I really feel like when things change, it's powerful. I mean, like, think about human change. Times of change in your life are, like, really the most powerful, most memorable times. And I feel like those are powerful in nature, too. Yeah. And I love
it's like
that.
The most powerful in nature.
They are the most powerful. Yeah, it's like, okay, the normal day, but early morning, the sounds are changing, the sights, the lights changing, the weather's changing. It's very dramatic.
Especially around here, we get all the seasons.
Absolutely.
Very dramatic.
It is dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah, the colors change.
Oh, beautiful.
Right.
In the fall especially.
Yeah. So I think we really both admire that.
Yes.
You know, the changes, what there is to see, what there is to experience in nature.
And you really love to put that into your work, correct?
I do, yes.
Good. And then you also do community work, which we're going to touch on, right?
Sure we are.
Really excited about that because that's also what really sets Wynn apart too. So you're not going to want to miss that. Stay with us. We'll talk about her community work coming up in just a bit. Back here with Wynn Yarrow again, and you do community work in Elmira, and you do it through Rockwell Museum, right?
That's right.
Tell me about that, because I think that is very important, especially right now.
Yeah, thank you. I'm involved with what's called the Great Circle Residency. Okay. And through the Rockwell, I go into every first grade classroom in Elmira and Bath, New York. Yeah, and Bath. Wow. And we bring art and music, storytelling, puppets, museum field trip.
Oh, I love that.
To kids. We connect it with their curriculum and, which I love, the environment, nature.
Mm-hmm. That's so important. And I would have loved that in first grade to have that.
It's a lot of fun, and you know, it's just kind of their connection to the environment and nature, but they get to do stuff. They get to move, you know. So
important.
It was virtual.
Technology taking over.
It was virtual last year, so this year, you know, we're really hoping that we can get back there in the classroom.
Wonderful. Well, I hope that is the case. That would be nice, because again, I would have loved that. I would love that now. I would love that in first grade. But again, stick with us, because we're going to find out where we can find all of your work.
Great.
Coming up next. Well, Wynn, again, thank you so much for being here. I had one more question, first of all. Is the gouache hard to come by if you wanted to, say I wanted to try it myself at home?
Well, I think the best way to get it is through online art supply specialists.
Okay. And then where can the people at home and myself and anyone who wants to know find your work?
All right, well, I'm right here on Market Street at West End Gallery.
Okay.
That's a great place for originals. You can come to my website, is wynnYarrow.com, to see the variety of things that I do.
Okay.
And I have prints available at artfulhome.com.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put that into an article after we wrap up here, and you can find that on mytwintears.com, where you can find everything that you just listed. So again, stick with us. We're going to say bye to Wynn coming up next. Wynn, thank you so much for being here. I've learned so much about what's right in our community. You've been just a bright light for our Friday. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's been so wonderful. And I'm going to send everyone off with more of your work. Again, everyone, happy weekend, happy Friday, and enjoy. Thank you, Wynn Yarrow.
Thank you.